Okay, here we are at the beginning. You can listen to that. Sort of like this annoying buzz. I believe that's some kind of deep well. That's a city well. I don't know how deep they're drawn, but some of these wells I think are pushing around 600 feet. I'm kind of making that range up. I think that's some wells. Anyway, more information than you needed. This is you know who. I have to kind of keep dipping my head down because it's so bright out here, and I don't even know if you can see my face. I'll try to keep my head oriented more or less in the picture, but the problem is I'm doing a left army, and the way the sun is glinting off this screen, if I'm seeing me in there, and I believe I am, I might slip out of the photo here and there like 1,000 times. So anyway, it's not like I went away. It's just I can't see if I can see me, so to speak. Anyhow, it's a Thursday, a beautiful day out here for going for a walk, and went down to the chiropractor yesterday, and it's kind of like a big nothing burger right now until what is that? It's like insurance. How much of this is the insurance going to cover? What's my amount? And so anyway, we're not even going to stick our foot in the door until the insurance paperwork comes back, says go ahead or something. I don't know how this stuff works. That's why I don't go to doctors. I hate doctors. It's sort of like, hey, what's a doctor anyway? Well, you know, it's one of them guys, sort of like a mechanic, except he refuses to guarantee his work. I was like, nice, sign me up, boy. I'm just overflowing with confidence at the very thought. As you can see, Stevie Wonder is roaming among us somewhere, or a remarkable lookalike. I haven't listened to Stevie in years. I used to kind of like his music, but you know, it's funny, I have a memory of Stevie Wonder. Oh my gosh, they used to make these beach movies, they were called. I'm going to trade hands and hope I can still see me. Boy, if I'm there, hey, it's like I'm talking to a ghost. How about that? Anyhow, I can barely see me, so I think I'm in there. And who cares? Stevie Wonder comes barging into the conversation. And so anyhow, I think the guy's name was Frankie Avalon. Oh, I remember Annette Funicello. She was a big star back then, early 60s. Young people probably never even heard of her, but she used to, now, this is not exactly a recommendation, but she used to be a Mouseketeer on the black and white 1950s TV series, the Mickey Mouse Club. I don't know enough to know whether Frank was on that show too or not. That's kind of beyond my experience. I wasn't even invented when that show was actually on the air, and by the time I was a boy, I was watching reruns of it for some reasons. Like occasionally in the afternoon I'd watch some of it, but I never found it very interesting. I could never understand what the original appeal was, why people wanted to watch it 12 years earlier or whenever that was. But that's neither here nor there. So I've been thinking about things today, and I thought, well, you know, if you was out in a park, well, if you can see here a little bit, we're on the edge of the little, I think it's called Fringer. Across the way, I'm going to go for a walk today because that chiropractor thing, that basically what I really know is that this hip thing, if I'll just get out and walk, and especially stretch, kind of roll your hips, extend your step just a little more than is comfortable at first, and then all of a sudden that's the new comfortable. That helps my lower back a lot. And just bending over, you know, maybe I should start hanging around Koreans or something. I looked it up. For formal greetings in Korea, you bend at the waist. I think Japan, and they used to do it, I think, in China. Now they may reserve that for high state office visits, or I have no idea. I don't know if the Chinese use the bow at the waist. Hardly, I don't know whether they do or not. Maybe I'll ask someday. But the point is that that's good exercise just to kind of help the back stretch back out. So the doc says it's a number 5 something compression disc something. We can help you. Here comes the girl with the payday, and they wanted like, I don't know, 16 or 1800 bucks or something for 12 or something visits. Anyhow, I said, well, let's see what the insurance is going to do. I said, I'll tell you right now, I'm not giving you 1600 bucks for you guys to jump up and down on my back, because I mean, I've lived with this for well over 30 years, And it is worse this year. Definitely, that's why I'm seeking help. But it's not like I'm incapacitated. It's not like I have to roll around in a chair or something. So, I'm going to nosy around, see if there's any other avenues. I'd kind of like the idea of natural. I would consider herbal. I would consider acupuncture, acupressure, massage therapy. I mean, I'm open to a lot of the stuff. But I told the lady yesterday, I said, well, here's what we're not going to do. We're not going to start with powerful pain-killing drugs prescribed by a medical doctor. He's got a doctorate. You can trust him. Huh? What? A doctorate, sorry. And like the DR makes this guy suddenly honest or something. So anyway, the guy's basically in the business of selling drugs. So when those don't do the job no more, guess what? We got stronger drugs. And when that won't work no more, guess what? We got a knife. We got a laser beam. We're going to cut around in there, do a little plumbing and remodeling downstairs. Oh, it's nice to get in the shade. There we are. I'll try to hold it more like that in case you can, but that's really uncomfortable for my arm too. Plus it looks stupid, I'm sure. I don't know exactly what I was thinking about today for the discussion with the old guy. And so I said to myself, what have I been thinking about anyhow lately? And I keep thinking, gosh, the level of corruption at the national and now international levels. I mean, political corruption, grotesque political corruption carried out by the powers that be, and just freely lied about, misrepresented, morphed, twisted, turned by a propaganda wing that would make Joseph Goebbels blush. I mean, the so-called CNNs of this world, or whatever the official talking head of the power that be is, whatever their little lapdog's name is today, I don't care. Because none of those outlets can be, if they open their mouth, the only thing you can say for sure is that they open their mouth. But none of the noises that come out can possibly mean a thing. Not anymore. Not after the so-called reporting they've done. They make Donald Trump out to be like he's some kind of evil incarnate, kind of like, say Satan with bad hair. And there's another group, I don't know if this group is real or not, who think the guy's some latter-day Cyrus the Great or something. Yeah, it makes tons of sense to me. So anyhow, I don't know, maybe he does fit into some end-time scenario. I didn't write this novel, I'm just trying to keep up. It's kind of paging quick. A lot of it's going right past me, see. Anyhow, there's a fair amount of traffic out here, but this little road that you can kind of see behind me and up ahead is a two-laner. It's kind of in and out of a residential, so it's a 25 limit, which people by and large freely ignore. They usually are doing 30 to 40 actually through here, but the weird thing is then it flips the other way. The much larger road that you see that traffic going by right now, I didn't want to keep flipping the camera because I'm so bad at that. I mean, technical difficulties. Anyhow, you get down in here and it's kind of like, hey, if you're in Las Cruces, if you're a pedestrian, you are fair game. In other words, not only do I have to watch out for me, I have to watch out for these other knuckleheads because I'm basically invisible. And so it's like when I used to ride a motorcycle. The safe way for me, at least seemed to me at the time, was pretend I'm invisible to them at least. I see them and I know they don't see me. Count on that and navigate from there. In other words, if you'd like to stay alive, motorcycles are fun. I loved them. But by golly,